What is good? So, in this episode, I sat down with Samo. Samo is an amazing artist, visionary designer, and the things that he creates is just amazing overall. You might have seen his videos some way, shape, or form, either on Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram. The man is always going viral for either his personality or just his pure talent of singing. So I've gotten a chance to work with Samoa. I was able to produce Be Okay, and we built a relationship and garnered some more music after that. But this conversation, we hit on building a community, we hit on content. We talk about um, building your craft and being rooted in yourself, as well a little bit of minimalism. So enjoy the conversation with Samo. Let me know if you have any questions, and enjoy the ride. Peace. Welcome to the Black Pantheon, where I sit down with creators, innovators, and entrepreneurs and listen to their stories through a cultural lens. I'm Abram Schaefer, a content creator and musician, creating captivating pieces of content that push intentionality and going beyond the norm. This video series is meant to inspire, push new ideas, and dive into the minds of great people. We're here with Samo. Samo's like an amazing artist, in my personal opinion, one of my top artists in my playlist. And so Samo just does some like really dope things. And I know this year has been amazing for you and the music you put out. But for the people who don't know, who is Samo? Like, what do you do? All that stuff.
My name is Samoa. I am a human being having a I said that wrong. A spiritual being having a human experience. Still growing people. Um, I happen to make music. Music is really good. And I happen to know how to sing and write and work with great people like Abram.
That's amazing. That's dope. So I'm when I came, to find you, it was through my sister, and I was in college. So I was a sophomore in
Mm.
college in my dorm, and I heard, I think I heard here. It was either here or 39. No, it was 39 weeks when I first heard you. That was the first song I heard, and I was like, bro, who is this dude? I was saying your name wrong. I thought it was like SAMOHT or SAMOTH. That's what I thought it was. Um, but I'm interested in, like before you got to that point, what was that beginning process? What was like those first steps to getting to Samo? What did that look like?
I had to move from where I was to really get to know what was on the inside of me, because what was on the inside of me um, was also on the outside of me, so it didn't give me a chance to really shine properly. So instead of staying where I was in my town, I felt the need to move. So I moved to New York. Originally wanted to move to LA to be an actor, but my mom at the time was like, "Boy, that's too far. We can't get over there in a day."
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of work. Like I feel like almost, I don't want to say unnecessary work, but I wish I had the mindset I have now to just not be afraid to go after stuff. Um, but I was like, well, I don't know nobody in the industry. So, and back then during that time, it was a lot of gatekeepers going on. It ain't like now you can post a video and an artist be like, oh, I like this. Let's make a song. And it becomes that artist's, one of that artist's biggest songs, like You and I, you know, would
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah.
Um, so it was a lot of doubt, a lot of, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna keep trying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So in terms of, it seemed like your family was supportive of you just going and like taking this leap to go to New York from what, North Carolina, correct?
Yeah,
So
Wilson, North Carolina.
like that first, I guess step, because I know we talked before and you said you went to New York for fashion design. Um,
Yeah.
well, you know, did that whole experience of going there and also having the love for music, did that impact those first steps in like, okay, well maybe I should start putting out music, or were you more doubtful, like, dang, I should stick to this plan of maybe I wanted to be a designer, or I want to just take the safe route, like what if this doesn't work out? Like, did you have those type of thoughts, especially since you were talking about doubt?
Oh, for sure. I was actually done with music in 2010. I felt like, oh man, if I ain't pop by now, it's a wrap. Because we were being told at the time that if you're not a child star like Michael Jackson or Justin Bieber, it's over for you. I don't know what you got to say. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll let it go. And now I'll just do something else I like. And so I had a T-shirt brand back at home called Pluto. I'm telling nobody. The meaning was my designs are so out there. You can't even reach me. I'm Pluto. Shout out to Future. This is before I knew anything about Future too. I was making these shirts. I was putting apples on them. I was putting lightning bolts on them, and I was painting each shirt. And I was
Oh,
charging
dang.
like $10, and then I went up to $15. I thought I was doing something when I went up to $15.
Would you ever bring that back? Would you ever bring those t-shirts back?
You know, maybe, maybe it's actually a little complicated going in the opposite direction now.
Hmm.
And I think that's because, like, in terms of like getting into fashion and having like an actual fashion brand again,
Yeah.
because I know so much about it. I'm like, yo, there's
Yeah.
that I can pull this off. But back then, I had those naive eyes, like, yo, I'm about to get my t-shirt brand like it's rap, like I'm about to take over the game, like I'm about to be the next billionaire boys. But when I went to school, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop the t-shirts, which I shouldn't have. I said, I'm gonna stop the t-shirts and I'm going to focus on actually being able to make clothes. So I was all the way in. I learned how to sew. I designed like a few collections. One was with leather. Um, I had a really good time, but then I also was still singing and still like writing songs randomly. And so I just got this, my roommate at the time, he let me borrow his Mac, and he was like, "This is program on my computer called GarageBand. Maybe you can make a song up there." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I got on GarageBand and I made, I want to say Yonder. I don't remember which song was the first song I made in New York. It was either Yonder or 39 Weeks. I want to say 39 Weeks though. And I produced that too in GarageBand first before Whoops got a hold of it.
That's dope. Okay. Okay. Dang. So, damn, that's really impressive, actually. Was that your first, like, was that your first time, like, working in GarageBand? You just kind of built up like a cadence for it, so you were just going in every day and working on it until you were be able to record a song.
I
That's
had
impressive.
no clue. I had no clue what I was doing. So I started out recording it like with no mic,
Hmm.
just singing into the computer like this. Then I learned about I think it's compression. So I
Hmm.
would like compress everything just to block out the sound in the room. Sometimes it will cut out my vocals. So I actually learned how to mix a little bit from that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm I like that. So I I think just the aspect of you designing clothes and having those skills, I definitely believe whatever craft that you're in, like, skills are transferable. So, were there any skills that you learned when you were designing that helped you once you switched over to music? Um, I guess that you developed, while you were, had this passion of making T-shirts, or I'm gonna build the next brand. Like, what were those skills?
Oh man, inspiration. Finding inspiration in any and everything and finding a way to make it come to life. But most importantly, merging two or three things together. to make a new thing. So it's like reproducing, you know, two people coming together and having a baby. Hold on. God bless, whatever's going on. I do that every time I hear an ambulance or a police call. When I see a police call, I'm like, God bless. If that's a black man that they are after, God, please cover him. He got a family somewhere, no matter what he's done, God. But anyway, we're not here for that today. The merging of two things. That's why in my music, sometimes you can hear it can be like a song like Space Ranger is hip hop influenced, ghetto, but at the end it's choral. So I like the mixing of things because of my background in design and inspiration.
I like that. It's like, especially in terms of design, like I can see where you can see like, okay, I'm gonna use like these type of pants and then this type of fabric and like a shirt and mix together and make this one thing. Like I know when I was producing, when I first started producing, I originally went to school for uh computer science. So I was gonna be like a data scientist. And when I first started producing, like I was basically like approaching it like I was coding because I was coding so much. So the beats, like I would put it out on the keyboard and I would just like type as if I was coding. That's how I would layer like all my drum kits and all my like the stuff that I was making until like now where I kind of have a system where I can sit on a keyboard and not, you know, sometimes I'm on a plane or if I'm in a meeting or whatever, I can make that whole like song or beat or bass video just with that because I have that memory of like what you know that me just of me coding. I think that's like so sick. So I'm interested now in like the inspiration because I have this theory. I don't know if it's theory, but it's just like a hard belief. You know, when I hear like creatives say, you know, I just sit back and let inspiration come to me. And I believe like inspiration or creativity is a muscle that you have to work out. Um, you know, do you have that in between? Are you that in that spectrum? I just sit, you know, I'm just going to chill and let the music come to me, or the lyrics come to me, or like, or are you on that opposite end where I'm gonna pump out until something like clicks and then I'm gonna run with it? You know, what's that leverage with you?
It's both. I will say I am privileged for things to just come to me at any random moment. I can be on a plane, I can be in an event, I can be sitting beside my mom, and I'm like, no, 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 no. And I just gotta, and I respect my gifts enough to stop what I'm doing to pay attention to them as though they're children, you know. Um, but it's also me saying, hey, I'm gonna go to Atlanta and sit in a park and just make like take my phone and just come up with melodies and then go back to New York and create what I made in Atlanta in New York.
Yeah.
Or I will go to a new art exhibit and pay attention to how I feel or what do I get from it and how can I remix it and put it back into the world. So I'm always, sometimes it can be tiring, so many ideas coming to you, where it's like, yo, how can I do all this? I can't do all this at one time. So I have to like write a lot of stuff down and then come back to it. And which causes me not to work out. Because it's like, if you're already physically fit naturally, you really don't gotta work out like that.
Yeah.
But I want to be my best self, so I do both.
Okay. I can see that. So like I think you mentioned something. I don't know if you actually said this, but I want to confirm. You said like treating your ideas if as if they were a child. Is that what you said? I
Yep.
haven't heard of that. Like what do you know, do you think that the creatives have to have that awareness to their ideas and like know that ideas have to be nurtured and have to treat it like I know for me personally, sometimes I get frustrated, like when an
Mm.
idea doesn't come out of my head perfectly, and I don't sometimes sit there and know that it needs to be nurtured in order to reach its full potential. So
Yeah.
is that something, that you do with every idea? Like, okay, I know coming out of my head, this is probably not the best, but I think it has potential, so I'm gonna see where it goes. Or do you just have that discernment with ideas overall?
Um, I think that is inspired by um my mom, or all of our mothers in a sense. There's times where they were frustrated with us, but they didn't give up on us. It was like, I told you, put put the dishes up when they are dry. And it might take us a while to get, because we think about playing Mario, or we think about playing Zelda.
Yeah.
So we think about watching anime at the moment. But she had to tell us a few times before we actually get it, so she doesn't give up on us. Even though my mom was frustrated with me at times, I'm pretty sure she looks at me now like, gosh,
Yeah.
this guy's amazing. Like, yo, this is crazy. This is my son. I know this because she's told me this. Like, yo, you really like a good human being.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I treat my gifts. Like, if I 39 weeks was made over, it was made what, 7 or 6 years before it actually came out.
Wow. For real?
Yeah,
So
because
what?
it was 2010. So I
Dang.
think, or maybe was it 2011? Well, whenever I drop 39 weeks, it's on Apple. They'll tell me the exact date. But it was years before I actually got a chance to put it out with it being properly mixed and re-recording it. I didn't want to re-record it because I felt like the original vocals were just perfect and they told a story, but I had to re-record it so it's done right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to. I treat my gift like I would like to be treated. Like, give me
Yeah.
a chance. Like, if I mess up, give me the line again. So let me try again, because the more we do things, the better we get versus just writing people off.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's really dope to hear that, like, all that time between you released 39 weeks and when it was actually created. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like over that time, like I feel like time builds discipline if you use it correctly. So it allowed your craft to like marinate. It's kind of like, I don't know. I think of like meat in a crock pot. Like that's how my mom does it. So
Mhm.
like you set it out over time and put it on heat, and like it just marinates with all the seasonings and stuff. Um, but yeah, like I'm interested now, like the either the difference or just the way that you've grown in your process now when you're worked with music. So like now I see, you're in studio sessions with big producers. Like you're in studio session with, hometown producers. And I'm interested, like, is that process when you're creating and nurturing those ideas the same? And is that just a process that you built over time?
The same in the sense of like how with inspiration.
I would say like inspiration as well as just working collaboratively with other producers or other artists.
Mm. Well, I'm actually new to working with other producers and other artists. You're one of the first producers that I felt comfortable. Like, all right, I'm gonna go outside of Union and Wilkes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go outside of Greg. You know, um, because it's, to me, making music is like making a baby. It's like, who do I want to create something in this universe with? Because we're gonna be attached to this for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Who is in a certain space? Who's clean enough to make this? You know, so I'm new to working with people, um, but I'm really enjoying it, man. It's fire. Like, the only reason I wasn't working with people before is because I didn't have the access. Didn't nobody know me.
Yeah.
So I just had to learn how to write songs myself so I can have a song to sing.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I
I
like
don't know if that answered your question. Did
No,
that
that
answer your
definitely,
question?
yeah, that definitely
Okay.
does. That definitely does. I'm the same way. Like when I create, I'm very like strategic. Like, and I don't know if that's a bad thing sometimes. It's like I have like if I'm making a video or like I'm making a beat, like I see it in my head and I see how it's supposed to go sometimes. And like when I'm working with video, sometimes I think like it's harder to direct you to what I want when I can just do it myself. And
Yeah.
then it just takes more time away from the end goal. Um, but I'm learning like there's also beauty in collaboration. Because somebody might have a perspective that I don't see. It's actually more fire than what I actually came up with, and also taking like
Yeah.
the pride away from doing it yourself. Because I feel like sometimes doing it, being like I did this, that's me. It's like that prideful side of being, creative. Um, but switching to to the side of just you as Samo, like your energy, you can feel like the energy in your music, but as well as the personable side. Like I can talk to you as if you were my cousin, which is weird,
Mm.
which I normally don't expect from like artists that got some clout, artists that got some notability,
Mm.
notoriety. Um, was that just how you were raised? Like how do you keep that balance? Was like I'm not gonna let my head get big, and even though I'm doing big things.
I've seen many kings and queens fall at the um at the knife that was in their own hand. And
Damn.
I just want to, even though people say, "Yo, you're an alien," I accept that. Thank you. I have put in the work, but bro, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I actually used to be like, I was told that don't be so personable because people won't respect you, they won't book you, they won't. You want to have like some type of gate between you and people, and I think I have a gate, but I don't think it needs to be like all the way up to the sky, and then because now I'm blocking myself from everybody. And I like people. I know other people be like, I don't like people. I actually like people. Now, there's some weird situations sometimes, but I just tell them people, chill, you good. Or they be like, oh my God, I'm fanning out. And I'll be like, it's all right, I'm fanning out too. I'm just glad I don't work a 9 to 5 no more. Thank you for buying my music. I was
Yeah.
tired of work. I'm a fan of you. So, and my mom is a star. So I grew up around somebody who is well known in the community.
Okay.
A lot of people liked and loved my mom to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So watching her be so personable with people and being from a down home type family, like if you come to my house, April, they're gonna ask you, do you want something to eat? Immediately. Whatever's in that refrigerator, even if it's a leftover, you want some stew beef? What you need? So I came into the game like that. I also had to learn that the game isn't like that because I was thinking I was getting ready. Anybody I met, oh, we about to be cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't the case.
Okay. So just like with that example, like because I've noticed that you're very giving, um, giving in terms of whether emotionally, like one thing I appreciated, when I was in New York, that was my first time there, and like you checked on me, even even when I was just sitting there, I was chill, I was quiet, but you just made sure I was cool, and I
Mhm.
definitely appreciated that. Um, so musically, like, do you have that same like I want to give something and make sure my community, my fan base is straight in terms of the message that I give them. So like like a be okay, for example, or like you know, a here or a yonder. Like I feel like all of those have themes to be like, I hear what y'all are going through, even if you don't say it to me directly, but I'm providing
Yeah.
music to help you all get through that. Is that I don't know if I'm stretching, but is that how you kind of do it?
Um, Now, in a sense, it is. I still think about myself because I respect my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I talk about what I want to talk about, when I want to talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
how I want to talk about it. But now, I think when you become a well-known artist, in a sense, you become like a pastor. Not to make everything like church, but that's the only example I have. Or somebody, or a counselor. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like a counselor in a sense, even though I don't do life coaching or anything.
Yeah.
I think people listen to my music to feel understood or to be like, almost like astrology, like where should I be now? What's happening right now? Oh my gosh, this guy's I'm literally right here right now. I'm sick of my job. And he just put out a song about being sick of my job. This is a sign I need to quit. So it is intentional in the sense of sometimes I feel like I need to say this. And sometimes I say things that have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But it's like this force is speaking through me. And I don't know if I'm just the only willing vessel that is willing to speak it, but I do.
I like that, especially like the willing vessel piece. It's like I think that goes back to the inspiration of nurturing your message like a child, nurturing your gift like a child. Is like understanding sometimes the child is right and just needs some development, and you never know what you could put out could
Yeah.
inspire someone else. But you said I you write what you want to write, you sing what you want to sing, you put out what you want to put out. um that process of like being emotionally self-aware, you know do you is it taxing? Like I know I'm not the best with emotions. Like it's either emotions on, emotions off. But I feel like when you're an artist, like it's a different beast, especially when you're putting something out into the world. How is
Yeah.
that? Does that affect the way that you write now? Does that affect the way that you produce? How does that, affect your craft?
Now I know how to take breaks. Anytime, let me use a biblical example. Anytime Jesus made or did a miracle or any type of wonder, he took time away.
Yeah.
And I think that was just showing us about self-care, you know? So unfortunately for me, I'm not Jesus. So after I drop a project, I have to promote it. And I don't be wanting to because I'm like, okay, I put this out. And that's probably why you see a lot of artists that post like one time and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. Because they have given so much. So many people have given so much. But that's when the real work starts. And I've had to learn that, especially in the music business, that
Yeah.
I am not uh, Jay-Z, Beyonce, or Kanye to the point where I can post one time and go on about my business.
Yes.
My hind part need to be online. Say, hey, my album out.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at right now. And I'm okay with that. It is taxing though, but I make sure I take breaks in the recording process or the creating process. Like I make the music first,
Mm-hmm.
and then a week later or a week or two later, I'll go and do the vocals.
Yeah.
And then if we want to add something else musically, that's the following week. Just so it's not like so much is being taken out of me because I do have a family, I
Yeah.
do have friends, and I do spend a lot of time with my fans. So
That's interesting. So like was to get up to that break, knowing that okay, I need to take breaks in these particular sessions or whatever like that. Um, was it just like one day you woke up and be like, I should start taking breaks? Or was it something you had to like force yourself to do and be like, I'm not gonna get better, or I probably will get better, but I probably won't be healthy and get better if I don't do this?
my manager Quincy would be like, "You look tight," and now he's a worker. This guy outworks everybody put together. He just ready to go, but he'll look at me sometimes and be like, "Yo, go relax," or "I'm not gonna call you tomorrow. Don't talk to anybody tomorrow." So sometimes you'll see me post online, no humans today.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. I might come out with some no human merch. It's not that I don't, and I put today on it because it's like just right now.
Yeah.
Like, give me a moment to be with myself, to charge up, to heal up, you know. I think I might fast today, by the way.
Like
And
like legit fasting, like no food fasting?
yeah, no food, just water.
I've never done that. Is that like I think I've done it maybe like once, but I was in college and that was like fasting in itself. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
do you feel that like helps creatively? Like, does that?
it's a sacrifice. Anytime you sacrifice, you're rewarded.
Okay, I like that. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Would you recommend that? Like, because that sounds enticing, but I think it's just
yeah,
more. I know I get in my head and like, bro, like no food, just water. Like I snack. I'm a snacker. So it's
yeah,
like, bro, I got like some hot Cheetos in the like the pantry. I can easily
yeah,
go and just like grab some. Why would I deprive myself of that? So
yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Okay. So
Yeah,
like,
oh, I'll tell you right quick. It's more so like it gives your body a chance to not be working all the time. I feel like the most work our body does is the stuff it does subconsciously, like your breathing. I don't think either of us have thought about I need to breathe right now so I don't die.
yeah,
You know, it's not that severe, or neither of us thought, let me make my heart beat. It's just happening. So when you fast, I've come to learn that it gives your body a chance to work on other things that it usually doesn't have an opportunity to work on,
yeah,
you know. And I think when people are just constantly putting stuff in their body, constantly, it's like your body never gets to pay attention to anything else, and that's where other illnesses may come from. So, and it's a mental thing too. It's like I think a lot of us are addicted to eating. Me, because I love food.
right? So, yeah,
I go to Texas Roadhouse right now and get them rolls with that cinnamon butter.
bro, I got them
So
last night. Oh Lord Jesus,
good. But
dude.
yeah.
Okay, no, I definitely understand that. Like that's with me as I like grow, and I'm also in this phase of like I'm growing spiritually as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's like understanding that when my parents fast, when my grandparents fast, they just didn't do it because the pastor told them to, or they didn't do it because it was in the Bible. It's like I'm doing it because I'm I'm building myself up, but also um, learning how to detach myself from the things that I desire so much, which and I
Yeah.
also use it as a way just like to meditate or focus on God. But no, that's definitely that's dope. I haven't heard an artist like ever talk about that part, which is cool. So
It's because it's not popular.
yeah,
I
no,
get I
100%.
get ridiculed for being deep. I'm like, everybody deep.
So like
But anyway,
I know, no, that's like dope because I'm interested in that aspect of like me first, like knowing what I need in order to make sure I'm straight. So like the no
yeah,
humans today, like because when I was seeing that, like I think you put it on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. I'm like, that's interesting. Like especially because like my social media, I know like already when I go to a social setting, like how long I'm gonna be there before I dip. But
mm,
also throughout the week, I feel like I have an obligation. Like, okay, even though I don't want to, I have to talk to these clients in order to pay my bills. And if I don't pay my bills, and I'm out of, I don't have an apartment and all this stuff. And I don't know if that, goes musically with you or just creatively. It's like I have an obligation, even though I don't want to do this. Does that ever occur? You know, where you feel like I just got to do it because I'm an artist and I need to pay my bills.
absolutely. Um, I wish I had more to go with that answer. Absolutely.
No, you're good.
Because where I'm at right now, especially last year, we're in a pandemic. So a lot of artists make their money from shows. And so big groups of people can't come together right now because of the state of the world.
Yeah.
So they hit everybody. Um, Even the people who are rich, that hit them too. But definitely have done some things like I just got to do this because I do need to pay my rent this month. It's not a lot though. I don't do that a lot because my team will tell you I'm very like I ain't doing that. So
Okay.
um, shout out to all the artists out there. This is a weird time to be coming up as an artist. For me, I was annoyed because I was annoyed in 2020 because I'm like, no, my career just popped off, and all of a sudden, now we can't do no shows. Like, what does this mean for me?
Yeah.
You know, luckily I persevered and still created content and did like the virtual shows. But it ain't the same though. Came out with some dope videos, but it ain't the same. I like people,
Yeah.
so um, gratefully my brand is big enough to where people will still book me for safe environments.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for this all to get to where it's going so we can get back to doing shows.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. So I'm glad that you brought that up, like the content that you were putting out. I'm a big person on like content. Um, I feel like every artist should be putting that out in order to build community, in order to like show your authentic side. Um, and you have a fan base that rocks with you like really hard. It's actually like
I
really
love
amazing. Um, and like all of your IG lives when I was showing like they be popping off like the videos that you, even if it's just like showing your personality. Um, was that something, were you pushed to do that, or did you just naturally gravitate? It was like, I should be putting out stuff that so people can see who I am as a person rather than like Samoa is just like I'm an artist, I'm gonna be mysterious type stuff.
Yeah, I think in the beginning I was like hella mysterious because then nobody know me. I was like, who's this guy? He just came out of nowhere. Everybody keep posting him. So every time I would go, before I was going live, and there'd just be like people I know from work, and we'd just be up there like just wilding out. And so these new people came on like, sing this song, sing that song. And I was like, yo, whoa. First off, chill out. No. And they were asking me to do a bunch of covers, and everybody knows I do not. Back then, I did not like doing covers because I was hell bent on. I'm an artist, and I have a song within my heart. My song matters. So for a while, I didn't do any covers at all.
Mhm.
But now I'm open to it, and I'm open to like singing. You know what I'm saying? But I just like those people. Like it really be turned up on my live for real, for real.
How'd you build like a cadence like with your audience? Because like um with building community, like I feel like there's a level of consistency that needs to be there because they need to see your face. Just like if you're making a
Yeah.
friend, like they constantly, well, I wouldn't say constantly have to see you, but they got to see you enough to know your personality and stuff like that. How how are you able to do that over time and still like set that boundary where they know when not to cross? Like I'm still Samo the cool dude, but this is as much as you're going to see.
Let people know I ain't nobody to play with by letting them know I will cuss you out at any moment.
Okay.
Also, I got a lot of people that don't play about me. And
Yeah.
it's for a good reason. So there are people that will try to overstep boundaries, but it's
Yeah.
okay. They can't get past the gate.
Yeah. That's that's dope. That's one thing I've always like admired about you is you willing to show your personality and your goofy side, like but also
Mm-hmm.
showing the serious side and showing like I'm a serious artist and I put out some great music, but I also have a life. And I know like the that's what the phase I'm in is like when do I show like Abram, because I have a goofy side, like I have a funny side. It's like does that compromise like my future opportunities if I show that side? Like
Mm-hmm.
so I think I'm just in that growing period of figuring out, I guess still figuring out like who I am and what I actually want to show, but also not being like insecure. Um, It's one of the things I
Yeah.
kind of like still working on is like the insecurity of like, am I going to be made fun of if I show this? Um, so yeah, like that's really
I
dope.
think I think you will. I think I will, but I think it will be in a way of everybody's laughing with you. Now there will be some people that's gonna laugh at you, but they
Yeah,
can't harm you. My fear was looking stupid in front of people. I
yeah,
never wanted to be played. I ain't never wanted to be like, a joke to nobody. But I was a jokester. People laughed at me all the time anyway. I was the class clown.
yeah,
So I hid the funny side of me for so long because I wanted to be taken serious as an artist. The other artists that are before me, the greats, we didn't know anything about them. So I'm not going to show anything funny because
yeah,
people are going to take me serious. Like, even, I remember thinking it in my head, like, that sounds wild dumb. Like, bro, relax. So that's why I did that Halloween show. You
yeah.
saw me like telling the people, like, where y'all costumes at, man? Y'all let me up here with this vampire. But because I've let them see that on live, doing
Yeah,
it at the show is like, oh my God, this is like a live.
yeah.
So
And that was dope to see like the mesh of the two and how the crowd reacted to that. It's like
yeah,
it's just like a big family reunion type of thing, and you just happen
that's
to be on
exactly what it
stage.
is.
Uh, no, I really like that. So in terms of the content, the videos that you put out, and knowing that people have rocked with that, like especially in 2020, you put out a lot of like even 2021, you put out a lot of dope videos. But the concepts behind the videos is what I really enjoyed. The
Mm.
composition, the colors, even the design. Like, was that you with your team, or was that like you like, oh, I see this video that I think would be dope. I want to try this and see if it works. How did that work out?
It's definitely a team. This guy named Paul out of Charlotte. He has this company called Young Productions.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots a lot of my videos,
Yeah.
and him and his team, they're amazing, bro. Like I can a lot of people who shoot videos are used to coming up with concepts
Yeah.
because artists, they're just making the music. They're not thinking like, oh, what it's gonna be like live or what the video should be like. So him working with us, in his words, is like, yo, this is a breeze. Y'all are bringing everything. And shout out to my manager Quincy as well, who gives a lot of insight and a lot of ideas, and we just make them come to life. Shout out to me as well. I'm that dude. You know,
Yeah.
hold on, give me a second. Let me congratulate me. Hold on. But a lot of stuff I pull from like dreams,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's like something like magical looking.
Yeah.
So it's shout out to them. I love them. I appreciate them. Wouldn't be able to do it without them.
That's dope. So the team that you've built over time were those just like friends, or were those people that you saw on social media, um that were like, I might want to try something because I see like you got an eye for this, or you have something that I like? Or was it just like, I'm gonna keep it all in my head and then kind of spew it out and then everybody else give their ideas?
The team just kind of came together. Like there's Taquay, who I've been knowing for years. We've been knowing each other since, I think I met him when he was 16 and I was like 17. We met at an old group member of mine's birthday party. She was turning 16 and he was around this group that I was the leader of at the time. And he was like, I want to play music. He played drums a little bit. Fast forward like 10 years later, he ends up being the producer for Party Vibes. He's also a person who has a story like mine where he made me want to cry.
You
He's
could.
also a person who used my computer to make his first beats.
Yeah.
And he's okay, people. He's alive. It's just he's really good now. And it took him starting with nothing, start using somebody else's stuff like I did. And now he's like, he's produced Party Vibes, um, Abs, what's another song he made? I can never remember the songs he made because he made so many. Aaliyah, and he just come a long way. And then there's Wilkes, who I've been making music with for like 10 years. I'm not gonna crown all these people.
You good.
And through Wilkes, I met Union. Then there's Quincy. I worked with him at H&M. Then there's with Maya, who I was friends with for years. And then all of a sudden she became the tech girl. So that's like I hope I ain't forgetting nobody because I'm trying to make sure I stop crying. But I really love these people. And we have gone through so much together. And yeah.
No, that's amazing. I really like the whole, staying with the people that you came up with type, especially.
Oh, also, hold on, my bad. Greg
Yeah.
Cox. But he
Yeah.
knows what's up. Yeah, shout out to Greg Cox.
No, I like that's one abs. Like that song is amazing. That production is
Thank
amazing. That's like a song I have on repeat. Like when I'm feeling like just kind of cocky, I'll put that song
you. Yeah.
on. But no, it's like that thing of like growing with the people around you and understanding, like everybody's skills have to marinate over time. Everybody's skills got to grow over time and be willing to watch that. I feel like that's a beautiful thing, to see, especially when it goes in like flourishes into flourishing. Um, yeah, dang, okay, that was really dope.
Yeah, I know that was a moment. I woke
No,
up.
that definitely was, but it's okay.
Also, I don't know if I shouted out my homeboy Union, who has a brand new baby girl. Me and Union probably been working together maybe like 3-4 years now. I met him through Woods. I don't know if I say his name, but he's a major part of the team. He also like makes merch and stuff.
Yeah.
Fire producer, good guy.
Wow. So when I'm interested, when you're working with like Wilkes, like I respect Wilkes like a lot. Greg Cox, when you're working with those producers and you're in the studio, what's that environment like? Like, because I've been in sessions where you produce, you don't talk. But I've also been in sessions where everybody's talking, just feels like kind of like a get together, but you just happen to be making music. So what's that vibe like when you're in that session?
It's usually like Greg or Wilkes will be playing something, or they'll start playing like a beat or something, and I'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" Because I hang out with these guys,
Yeah.
so a lot of the music has come like that. Also, when we're having like an intentional session, they make themselves, even though they are artists themselves and they have their own music out, they make themselves a willing vessel the same way that I am. They're like, what are you hearing? Like, what type of song you want to make? It's not like I I feel like you should do this. Now they can do that now because we're comfortable, but in the beginning they allowed me to get out what was inside of myself.
Yeah.
So it's super chill. It's not stressful at all. They get me and I get them.
Dang. Okay. I really like that. So because I know we've had sessions together and I'm still like personally, I'm like, that's a confidence thing. So I'm still learning how to work with artists and not being self-conscious. Um,
Yeah.
but also understanding like feel like a session is just like a revolving door of ideas. Like some work,
Yeah,
some don't. But at the end of the day, like it can always come back around and you could always get in that door and leave out with the idea. So
for sure.
no, I really like that. So with, you are creating more music, you're creating, hopefully you're creating merch. I think that would be dope. Um,
Yep.
so what do you foresee with, 2022? Like, do you want any video projects happening? Do you want a show happening? I think that would be dope too. Do you have like a particular genre of music that you're trying to attach yourself to? What do you see with this year?
Um, I'm gonna have a big year this year. I ain't want my phone to die on this one, so,
You're good.
and I ain't want to interrupt you. But I'm gonna have a big year. I feel this is the most confident I've been, and I'm this confident because I'm tired of being confident all the way. And I feel like that bit of not being confident, whatever that is, I've been holding on to that and it's stopping me from going to the next level in my life as a whole, not just being a bigger star. Which that's gonna happen because it's inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
Um, but this year I want to put out more music, but in the sense of I want to be intentional about it, like just trying out different sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see how it feels, to see how my fans like it. I kind of already know they're gonna like it, but um, I just want to see what I come up with these new people that I'm working with now. You know, um, I just worked with some new people last night,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
so I also want to. I want to start a YouTube channel.
I
I've
think
been
you should.
afraid to start a YouTube channel, but because I haven't seen another artist like have a successful career, like a really big career, and they have a YouTube channel where it's like, hey guys, today I'm repotting my plant.
Yeah. I think
You
you'll be
know,
successful with that. Like you have that personality, and it's like it's
thank
not like fake or anything like that. So it would just come off naturally. And you,
you. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's no, that's dope. I'm excited to see what's about to happen in 2022. I think it's gonna be sick. Um,
me too.
yeah, no,
Oh, also, I'm wearing black all year long, occasionally some white. And I might wear red one time, but I'm just wearing black all year long.
is that
White here and there.
like a minimalist thing, or is like a more like a? Are you into minimalism?
I am.
Really?
I'm getting there, bro.
I wouldn't have guessed. What the heck? How do you like?
Mm,
How do you like it? Like, is that a? How'd you get introduced to it?
YouTube. This girl named Kelly Stamps on YouTube.
Mhm.
She was a minimalist. I think she might still be. Um, I just know she likes tiramisu. But yeah, that's one of the first videos I seen. So I started looking it up. I was like, oh, I resonate with this. Like just a simple couch. My
Yeah.
crib looks like that now, you know. So I'm just really inspired by minimalism. Now, when it comes to plants, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I got hella plants in my crib,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just want to wear one color, so I don't have to. I have to make so many decisions in life. I don't want to think about what I'm going to wear.
I
Just
agree.
give me something black this year. Maybe next year I'll wear all red, but this year just black, white occasionally.
I really, I really like that because like in the summer, that's the only thing. I only wore black t-shirts, so
Hmm.
but I only had like 5 of them, so I had to like wash them pretty frequently. But yeah, no, like I came into minimalism in like college, and then uh through like a YouTuber. His name is Matt Diavella, and then I was like listening to him, and then I kind of switched over to like essentialism, and I think that's more the side that I'm on. Um, but understanding like
What's
being
what's that?
So essentialism is basically uh, carving out everything in your life except the things that are essential. So like I was big on putting everything in my calendar. Like it has this thing called time blocking where I will put in every hour what I'm doing. So my calendar would just be full of stuff. But and also like taking meetings for no reason just because I felt obligated to. I was like, after I read that book, I was like, I should probably really think about my intentions of taking these meetings. Why do I go the places that I go? Why do I buy the things that I buy? Um, like I first started with like my studio because like I had like keyboards and like I sold the majority of that stuff, sold the majority of my cameras. It's like I only need things that are essential for me to get from point A to point B without that clutter in the middle. Um, so yeah, like I still have those vibes like minimalism. I very like I don't go shopping, clothes shopping. I'm really bad at that, and I'm trying to get better in 2022. It's like, yeah, only wearing like the same pair of jeans, only wearing the same pairs of like, shirts, but like buying a whole bunch of them. But yeah, that's very interesting. Now you'll be the last person I thought would be a minimalist. Um,
So I've woken up in a way that I can never go back to sleep. It's just like, what? Like I like fly stuff. I love fashion.
yeah,
Like I for real love fashion. I ain't one of these artists. It's just like I love fashion. No, you don't. I can't say they don't love fashion. Yes, I can. They don't love fashion for real. They just know they need the outfit. Anyway, I went to school for it.
yeah,
So clearly I have a level of respect for it, for the fabrics and everything. So I'm more so like, I was keeping on to stuff because I didn't want to have nothing. I didn't want to be without anything. So I was
yeah,
holding on to stuff that wasn't even serving me at all.
yeah,
So when I realized that, I was like, let me start over this year and I'm going to only wear black. And then when I want to switch it up, because I know me, I wear white. That's like the total opposite. I wear white. But then there was that voice like, what if you want to wear red one day? What if you want to wear blue one day? I'll do a photo shoot. That's what I do.
that's dope. Dang, that's
But yeah,
cool, dude. Okay. Well, Samo, I appreciate your time. Um, I definitely appreciate like talking to you. You're someone I respect creatively as well as a person. Um, so yeah, it was definitely like a dope thing, like talking with you. Um, and yeah, thank you for being a dope Black creative.